everyone. Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hi, guys, and welcome to a very late night Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. If you're joining me live, please smash that like. Let's have a goal of getting to 100 likes right off the bat. It helps me with the algorithm, and I appreciate it so much. If you want to support me during the live, Super Chat is a great way to do it. I also have links in the description to my PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and also my Amazon wish list. And behind me is producer Tilly and also my HOH robe. Yay. Follow me on social media, you guys. Smash the like. You know the drill. Hello. Sorry I went later than normal. I got my hair done this evening, and I had to watch it in real West Coast time, which was a bummer. I'm used to watching it in East Coast time. I just changed my little location so I can watch it early with you guys. So I had to watch the episode. I had to wait till 8 p.m. Pacific to watch the damn episode. So I'm going to be talking all about Big Brother 23. There will be spoilers, and I'll be talking about the episode. But so much is going on the feeds, and so much is happening that I don't know. I don't know. I have opinions. I do know that, but I don't know what is going to happen. I wanted to upload this little picture here. So give me a second, you guys. Let me know all your thoughts, feelings, comments, concerns, everything. Oh, it's not letting me. That sucks. In the chat. Let me see who is here with us. Hello, everybody. Atharella. Yes. So great to see. So great to see you again. Your makeup is spot on. Thank you. Today, it is just foundation, powder, a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of brush, and mascara and gloss. So less than normal, even though that sounded like a lot. That sounded like a lot. Where's Jolene at? Or are you just saying, where's Jolene at? Where's Jolene at? Okay. I'm nervous about tomorrow's vote too. So I have so many feelings. Okay, so we'll get into the episode, but I'm nervous about tomorrow's vote too, Trey, because I don't know what's going to happen, and we'll talk about the feeds. But either way, here's my thing. I'm just going to say it right off the bat. This cast is amazing. This season is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. I was watching the feeds last night, watching the feeds all day today. I did miss a chunk late this afternoon, but I was trying to go back and watch it in fast speed while watching the episode. So I was multitasking, and they're so entertaining. Whether they're not getting along, whether they're on different sides of the strategy, whether they're emotional, not emotional, entertaining themselves, playing games. Last night on the feeds, when Azah was teaching people her accent and what people say in Africa. I think she's from Cameroon. I think. Apologies if I pronounced that area incorrectly. I actually worked with the gentleman that was from there back in my 20s. But it was so fun how it was very inclusive, and there was just something, I don't know. I was watching with my husband, Chell, and I just said, there's something so beautiful about this because it's entertaining and it's funny and everyone's involved and there was no hate around it. It was like this greater understanding, and there were jokes. And then, Chada, aka Hannah, came in and she was like, you sound Indian. Whenever DX would do it. And then Xavier had a really good grasp on the accent and the sayings that Azah was teaching them. And it was just so fun and beautiful and great. And so no matter what happens, and no matter if our favorite alliances or groups stick together or they don't, or there's a blindside or there's not, this is a good cast of people. I really, 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 really like these people. So I'm going to shout out my super chats here. Amy, thank you so much. Been waiting for you all day. Crazy feats. Oh, so crazy. Thank you so much. Mercedes says, I love getting your perspective on the show. I've been telling all my BB friends, thank you, about your page. Thanks for keeping us updated. I really appreciate that, you guys, because I put out a new impression video today. I did a Britney. Please show it love and support. I want to keep making these videos. Unfortunately, they don't get a ton of views. And I know that that's like, get over yourself, Joleen. But I put a lot of editing into them, so I would appreciate some love on them, you guys. Thank you so much, because it's harder than going live because you have to actually put the shit together. And editing is the worst part. That's why you see most people go live all the time. Okay, so let's get into it. We saw tonight's episode. This is the first time I've ever seen an episode I think in recent history, maybe ever, where it has been a veto episode and we didn't see if he used the veto or not. Because at the last minute, Christian followed DX into the food storage room and was like, you can't do this. I'm your shield. And DX is like, what? And then Hannah's like, I'm just getting something. So they ended it that way. I don't know why they ended it that way. That to me, I didn't like it. I didn't like that. Just tell us. Tomorrow is an eviction episode. We get really excited for an eviction. You don't need to leave us hanging, especially us live feeders. Maybe if I was a casual, that would be interesting. But I think even if I was a casual, I'd be kind of pissed off. Like, why do I have to wait? They should have just did the damn thing. Okay. But they didn't do it. We got to see what has been talked about on the feeds, and that is Sarah Beth taking the 5K. Now, you guys, I'm struggling with Sarah Beth. I don't want to struggle with Sarah Beth because I really do like this cast, but I'm struggling with this whole relationship she has with Kai, and I'm struggling with this kind of strategy, and I'm struggling with this kind of victim play that I feel like she's doing at times. I go back and forth, but there's so much cuddling going on. So much. I mark this, mods, mark this right now. I call things, sometimes they happen. Last night I did a video with Busy Blue for Sip and Key, and I said, I think this certain creator, their big surprise was going to be they were going to make a video with this other creator. And sure enough, I woke up today, I was right. So sometimes Auntie Joleen is right. As far as this goes, mark my words, this will not be the last you see of Kyland and SB. There is something seriously there. And after Twitter exposed, and then I put it in my Sarah Beth impression video, Kai's ex-girlfriend, who he recently broke up with, and how similar the two of them look. Some people said, I don't see how similar they look. Yeah. They look similar. They look very, very similar. Okay. And he is so into Sarah Beth, you guys. There's no one out there that can say he is not. He is touching her, hugging her, rubbing her, listening to her, whispering with her constantly. I have to change cameras on the feeds because it's too much. And she's just like, do you think it's going to be okay? I think it's going to be okay. I think you're wonderful. I want to know you forever. Like all this stuff, which is fine and dandy randy, but it's just a lot, especially it's a lot. Okay. Also, tonight's episode, they made Sarah Beth's veto song so creepy. Who made it creepy first? This girl, okay? CBS, producers, editors at CBS. Are you watching my videos? It's okay if you are. Just let me know, because if you saw my Sarah Beth impression video, I made it creepy, because when I saw it on the feeds, it was freaking creepy. It was creepy. It reminded me of American Horror Story, and I love American Horror Story. So I think Sarah Beth might be an American Horror Story, which I like. To a point. Okay. So I think they need to pay me my money. I want to edit this show. Okay. So yes, I think the damsel in distress thing is very difficult for me because I see Sarah Beth is so capable. And the whole like, please don't take the money from me. When I saw it tonight, granted, Derek X should have grabbed it. But we know now from the feeds that Derek X is saying he didn't grab it because he wanted to develop some kind of trust with Sarah Beth, to trust him. And also it garnered him sympathy from others. Because if you saw Alyssa, she was like, you seriously? Alyssa is very basic with her emotions. There's not a lot of layers. You know exactly what Alyssa is thinking at all times of the day. Alyssa is the type of person similar to Christian. They think they have layers. They think they're complicated. They think they're fooling people. They are not. They are very transparent and surface level in this game. Surface level. Okay? But they think they're geniuses. So it's wonderful when two non-geniuses get together and think they're geniuses, because someone has to think you're a genius. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, the damsel in distress I'm struggling with, because I'm like, you're a forensic scientist. You're a powerful woman. Okay. I need you to rein it back. But then I go, Joleen, are you a hypocrite? Because you love Vanessa Russo and she couldn't stop crying. So, but I feel like Vanessa Russo was obviously a lot more strategic than Sarah Beth. Not saying Sarah Beth isn't strategic, because she sniffed out the whole Hannah thing, and I think, you know, has ideas about the cookout and things like that she hasn't said yet. So yeah, I'm not sure where I am yet. I can't really compare the two because we're not that far in the game. I saw a whole Vanessa Russo, but there were times during BB17 where Vanessa Russo pissed me off, but I really like her. But it pissed me off because I was like, stop crying. But also, I'm a crier. So we tend to hate in other people what we hate in ourselves. So maybe that's the thing. But if you talk to any of my friends, I am very much like, I'm sometimes like, okay, we gotta suck it up now. I am emotional. I am for sure. But there are some people that are really emotional. And I'm like, that's a little too much. And I feel like Sarah Beth is always like, is everything okay with me? Well, Kylan's trying to balance the cookout and trying to balance you and trying to balance his kindness and trying to balance that package and those shorts. My God, did you guys, I don't want to objectify the gentleman, but geez, in the veto competition tonight, I took a screen grab of it. But of course, my extra monitor is not working right now because I have it hooked up to my work computer. But I was like, he has so much to balance, especially in his pants. So he's busy, Sarah. It can't always be about you, SB. But if that's her strategy, it's working. I mean, it's not a bad strategy because it's working. Kylan is protecting her. Everyone in the cookout has a significant other, a side piece, a side chick, a side dude, if you will, except for Derek F, because he picked Frenchie. That's your fault, bro. Derek F wants to be on the feeds and say, oh, everyone has someone come for me, because you picked the worst one. You picked the worst one. You picked the farmer. Apparently, the farmer and the Dell went live yesterday with the chick that didn't make it on the season and Claire replaced. Caleb from BB16 popped up for what? I don't know. Stay home, Caleb, or stay in the Survivor world. Because when I saw Caleb later on Survivor, I was like, oh, he's not that bad. And then I saw him again. I was like, nope, still bad. Still bad. And Brent, okay, hop on an airline. People, we need your help right now. This is a panicukin. Okay, I'm sure some of your lovely coworkers at, Spirit Airlines could use a day off when you're just taking all the days off. Don't be one of those people, okay? Don't use all the PTO. And Whitney, it was like a clan rally. It's a joke, you guys, but there's always truth in comedy. So it was very, I didn't watch it. I watched clips that people posted on Twitter. People were telling me, Joleen, you got to watch it. I can't watch French dressing with a bunch of Denver Broncos signs. He doesn't even live in Denver. What? You're in Nashville. Don't they got a team? You could cheer for the Predators. It's a hockey team. Hockey's a superior sport to football anyways. I mean, any idiot knows that. Probably offended a lot of people with that comment. But I'm just like, why does he have Broncos stuff all behind him? What's going on? What is going on? I don't want to hear French dressing. Don't give him attention. And now he's saying Twitter's a cesspool. Dude, you're a cesspool. You were living La Vida fake, super fanning on Twitter for years, harassing allegedly ladies on there, hitting them up in the DMs, and now it's a cesspool. Okay. And then him and Caleb decided to be like, man, if we had $1 for every time we're called a racist, we would be millionaires. That's not something you want to brag about. No one should be calling you a racist. And guess how you won't be called a racist if you don't do racist shit. I just can't with some of these people, okay? So the Klan rally happened. I'm not going to go back and watch the Klan rally. I can't, you guys. I can't. I only have so much time, and the feeds are so good. No one misses French dressing. No one misses Whitney. Apparently, Whitney and Brent are liking anti-cookout tweets, allegedly, because I don't know for sure, because I'm not following those two, because I have much better things to do, like floss, okay? So I have teeth well into my 80s. That's what I'm worried about. I am not worried about Whitney or Brent or French frickin' dressing. All right. I hate French dressing. The condiment is disgusting. Okay. Blue cheese for life, or ranch, or other kinds of things. Okay. So back to the thing at hand. Thank you for saying I did it better than CBS. I appreciate it. Xavier in his gray pants, Kylan in his shorty shorts. We saw the veto competition. Brittany killed it. She was possessed. There hasn't been a new episode of Evil to drop on Paramount Plus, so I needed that possession. Also, where are you, Evil? You're only 6 episodes in. The last one was about a cop. It was the name Cops or something. And it's been a couple weeks now, and I haven't seen the Evil episode. So somebody update me. Where are my friends? I need them. If you guys don't watch that show, it's amazingly wonderful and sometimes cuckoo bananas, and I love it. So Brittany, spelt like a martini, was like, ah, and screaming, and it was cool. And Alyssa was a poor sport, very poor. And Sarah Beth took the 5K, and she was like, don't take it from me. That sounded more like Nicole Franzel, but she was like, my friends, I have to get into my Sarah Beth. Don't take it from me, please. Oh my God, it's just so hard. It's hard to hit your hips against stuff, right, Kai? She had 2 people playing for her safety. Alyssa gave her the death stare. And again, okay, you took the 5K. Fine, whatever. But know that it's not going to look good for your game. It's just not going to look good for your game. If you're really worried about being on the block and you think there's a good chance of you going home, you can't now cry about it. You took the money. You took the money. You gotta live in it. You gotta live in it a la Dr. Will. You gotta live in that shit now. Okay. And then, Derek X was the latrine lad. I don't know what he was. 24 hours. It was a fun edit, but it took up too much time. We could have seen who they put on the block and seen a lot more shuffling going around there than hearing about people's number twos. I number two, you number two. That's all that needs to be said about the number twos. Am I right? Am I right? I'm right. Okay. Thank you. It's very important. Be true to your teeth or they'll be false to you. That's what my grandpa always says. Okay. Yes. Twitter hates him. We don't like you, Frenchie. We don't like you French dressing. You'll have to go be on some other channel that nobody likes. Anyways, back to me. Okay. So we see that happen and Brittany's winning. So after she's possessed and she's like, she's like, yes, give me some. Give me some. Like I kind of loved that because it was too much, but it was just enough. Because how many dudes throughout the history of Big Brother have acted that way after some dumb win that of a ridiculous game they just played? So I was like, yes, let the women look stupid too, because I am an equal opportunity person. Okay. Yay, feminism. She's like, this is for you, Mom. And her mom is just like, yeah, Brittany has probably, I kind of know who Brittany's mom is just through her TikTok and doing some research. And she looks like an adorable, really supportive mom like I have. Who's like, that was so great. That was so great. Make sure you're getting your fiber, baby girl. So we see that. And now Brittany, if you're watching the live feeds, she's on one. She's the most powerful player. She's making all the decisions this week, according to her. And she's for sure going to the end with Derek X. That's what's happening when you hear her cam talking. Okay. What else happened in this episode that we need to cover? Christian, going up. And Alyssa's like, I got it. I'm like, you actually don't. You're not good at this game. Neither you or Christian are very good at this game. You've watched a lot of seasons, but you're not good at this game because you're straddling each other too much. Anytime you go into Big Brother and you're straddling too much, you're probably not going to be that great at the game, with an exception to someone like Rachel Riley. But again, she had to come back, have her significant other there with her, and there were some allowances that were made, but she's still a legend. Okay. But normally, if you're spending a lot of time straddling, you're not, focusing on your game. But somehow showmances still make it to the end. So maybe Joleen, maybe you're not right. Maybe I'm not right. But okay, so Evil's on a brief hiatus. We'll be back later this month. I can't wait, Moonlight Cruise. It's my addiction. I love it. That and American Horror Stories, which who's writing those? I need Ryan Murphy to come back. I love that he's giving opportunities to other writers. Great. But I need him to come back. Okay. And I know we're getting a full season of American Horror Story coming up on the regular FX, but some of the stories, okay. Some of them, no. It's a no. It's going to be a no. Okay. All right. We love Brittany's win. Of course we love Brittany's win. It was the perfect opportunity to backdoor Christian, which I still believe needs to happen. The backdoor of Christian needs to happen. It needs to happen. So spoiler alert, they're trying to backdoor Christian, but a lot is going on the feeds. Okay. So I'll try to break down what I know and tell you guys how I feel about it. And it's not good. I'll tell you how I'm doing in the words of Dorinda Medley from The Real Housewives of New York. Not well, bitch. That's how I'm doing. Okay. So last night there was a blow up. Again, the feed's really entertaining. But I'm conflicted because I love Ozzy and I love Tiffany, but they cannot get on the same page. And the problems are Derek F and Brittany. And also Tiffany's changing her strategy up too much. But the problems are Brittany and Derek F. Okay. Those are the problems. So basically there had been a decision made that Alyssa, obviously, she can't vote against her baby daddy. So she's working to keep Christian in the house. Okay. Christian did some campaigning earlier this week and it was horrible. He might be one of the worst campaigners I've ever seen. Now, he was offering up some things later in the week that Tiffany was like, that's pretty good. But I think Tiffany's just accepting crap right now because when he was campaigning to Derek X, it was a joke. He was like, hey, I'm going to tell you, I probably shouldn't tell you that. Okay, I'll give you 3. Okay, you know what? No, I'm going to take part of that back. I can't give you all that. When he's making promises, I'm like, dude, promise the world. Promise the world if you really want to stay. So his thing to Derek X is always, I'm a shield. He will say things that don't make sense. Okay? He said, it's better for you. Basically, he told him in the bathroom during the feeds in the past couple of days, it's better for you if I go. And then I think Xavier was like, no, you mean, and he goes, no, I mean, it's better for me if I go. No, wait, still not right. It's better for you if I stay, right? Am I right? Yes. And Alyssa's like, good job, baby. Oh my God, baby. Oh my God, you're going to get wiener kisses. They're doing so good. So really bad. Then he's up in the HOH alone with Derek X. And he's like, okay, let's just say it's, okay, week 3. We keep each other till week 3. And I'm like, week 3? What the frick is he? Is he talking about for 3 more weeks? We'll make a date of how long I can be safe with you. And I won't go after you and you won't go after me. So Christian is on this understanding that him and DX are just going to win back-to-back HOHs. Calm your boner, bro. That's expecting a lot out of you. And you don't know what's to come, okay? You are dangerous because you have won some stuff and you're in a showmance. So, yeah. And at this point, Derek has already put you up. So you are dangerous to him. So he's like, okay, I'll keep you safe. You keep me safe. And then I'll give you, so I'll give you one of Alyssa's bras. And they were like, no, dude, that's sexual harassment. That's wrong. She didn't consent to that. He's like, I'm going to take it. I'm going to roll that back. But it was just so ridiculous. And then he was going around to like Azza and the Jokers and saying, okay, when I win HOH next week, you guys can sleep in my bed, do whatever you want. Right, Alyssa? That's what he said. He said, they do whatever you want. Do it. Why would they want to do it in your bed when you're doing it in your bed in the same week? Dude, these are not good offers, okay? You can get whatever you want. You guys want to listen to NSYNC? I'll get the NSYNC CD. Oh, they don't do CDs? I'll get on the digital. What is that? An iPod? Sure, whatever. I'll get that for you. You guys can have all the treats. You can take all the dumps in my toilet. And they were really like, wow, Oz's loving this. But Oz's just like, I'm practicing my modeling. You know, she's just like acting. She's acting. Okay. Like it's super cool and it's okay. But he just has the worst campaigning. I'm like, Christian, and I don't want to see him and Alyssa build each other up anymore. Cause she's like, just stay with me, you know, or go campaign. I'll see you after the game if you go home. And he's like, no, my one regret will be not spending enough time with you. This isn't Love Island. Okay. Go campaign. Or go brush your hair. Do something. Do anything. Go. Don't straighten your hair again, Tyler Crispin. But okay. So horrible. So again, back to late last night. There's back and forth going on because the Jokers are basically stringing Christian along, going, well, we got to see. Because Christian right out the gate, right when he got blindsided and put on the block, when Brittany took herself off, which we didn't get to see tonight, but you will get to see it hopefully tomorrow, or maybe they're just going to push this season back until Christmas. We don't know. It's a panic-cookin'. Lots of weird stuff is happening. So they're just telling him, we need some time because Christian straight out the gate was like, what are you doing? Are you going to vote for me? You should definitely keep me. Look at my hair. Okay, I'm in a showmance. That's good. No, it's not good for your game. Just good for mine. Okay, I'm having intercourse. Nope, still not good for your game. Just good for me. So they're just kind of like, yeah, okay, we'll get back to you, which I think is I don't think what the Jokers are doing is a bad thing. I wouldn't tell, I want the blind side. Well, as an audience member, I want the blind side. But lie to him. Tell him he's got the vote. Who cares? And then tell the people you're loyal to he doesn't have the vote. Now, Brittany and Azza, I feel like, they want to be kind of truthful. In all honesty, Brittany wants to keep Christian in her heart of hearts because she doesn't like Sarah Beth. Sarah Beth she's not coming off very well to people anymore, especially after this and the crying and the constant cuddling with Kylan, and just like she's got bruises on the back of her leg. Lots of weird things are happening in Sarah Beth's life. I don't know if forensics is imitating life or life is imitating forensics at this point, but it is a lot. Okay, so she's just like, what should I do, Kai? And he's like, what? Like he's just like, I don't know what's going on. He might be drugged, you guys. I've never had a man that into me. My husband never looks at me like it looks like she's a cult leader. I mean, that's how he's looking, just like. But then I saw the ex-girlfriend, and again, I was like, oh, okay, this makes so much sense. Maybe he's just reliving this relationship, I'm just speculating that he might still want to be in, or Mrs., you know, and he's like, you'll do. And so they're just always together. And I can't understand their whispers. And I don't even want to. I don't even want to understand their whispers. I'm like, turn their mics off, because they're not talking good game. Okay. And I don't think she would be as loyal to Kyland, but she doesn't have to be, because they're not in a showmance, but they are in a showmance. Do you know what I mean? They're in a non-sexual showmance. Okay. They're in a friend-mance. Yeah. But he's willing to, you know, go further. I think if she would be willing to go further, but there's that darn Shelly that's in the way. But now we have people that don't believe that Shelly exists because of some duo twist, because Big Brother Expect the Unexpected was, you know, dangling this little duo thing in front of all the previews, and some of the house guests got wind of that. And then, you know, Tiffany and Sarah Beth not on the same page. Sarah Beth kind of pulled Kyland away. Tiffany sees, in my opinion, what Sarah Beth is doing. That's triggering something in her where she's like, oh my God, the damsel in distress thing. I can't with this one. We're supposed to be loyal to the 6. So then she no longer likes Sarah Beth or trusts her. So then she wants Sarah Beth out, which isn't necessarily the best thing for her game. But she's like, she's pulling all of my allies from me. And Sarah Beth could be really dangerous to the cookout and to a lot of people in this game. Both people on the block now, Christian and Sarah Beth, are two people that if either go, it's a good thing for overall. It's not like a stinker week where you're just, you know, it's not like you got Victoria from BB16 on the block. Okay. You have two very viable players that you can take out at this point. Okay. So Tiffany's become close to Christian. Make it make sense. I think it's because her son's name is Christian. She has this motherly feel toward him. She cried. She kissed him on the cheek. They hugged. You know, she was like, I'm sorry. It was kind of sad, but it was also kind of like, Tiff, who cares? It's Christian. Am I the only one who just is like, I don't care about this dude? I don't care about this dude. I just don't. He's in a showmance. You know, I understand her love for DX. I'm like, that makes sense. You know, he's adorable. He listens to her. They have great banter. They're funny. They watched Kyland and Sarah Beth hug on the cameras. They were up in the HOH room, and Kyland and Sarah Beth were down in the kitchen, and they had the longest hug. It's a Guinness Book of World Records. If that thing still exists, they're in it now. They held each other. Tell me, how many of you hold your platonic, non-genital touching friends for longer than maybe a minute? Someone dies. Okay, I'll give you a minute. But otherwise, the world's ending and I'm going, it's too long. The only person I like to hold for a long time to where it's uncomfortable is my husband. I really enjoy making him uncomfortable. I love holding on to him, and I really do like him. But I just love like holding on to him for a long time because he's my husband and I have that feeling. These two, apparently we're supposed to believe no genital love, no love in the club, no hope for the future. They're just holding each other tightly. So Tiffany and Derek X watch it happen, and they were laughing. Like it wasn't a mean thing, you guys. It's okay to laugh at people sometimes. It really is. Life is funny. People are weird. Laugh at me. I'm okay with it. All right. Now just don't kick down. Don't laugh down. Don't make fun of people that can't control things. But you can definitely control how long you hug on national television in the middle of the kitchen when you know the cameras are right there. Okay. So they're hugging, and Derek X and Tiffany were having like the best time. Just going, oh my God, this is like, what? This is the longest hug ever. Am I right? And he's like, that's totally longer. This is weird. It's so weird. Thank you, Christian. Christian says, can we talk about the look on DX's face when he finds out he's getting the Lord of the Latrine punishment? I mean, he's pissed. Who would want to be next to the shitter for that long? Thank you for the super chat. Look, he's like, he was like biting a sock, I think, at the time, something like that. He just knew he made a mistake. But then, you know, on the feeds, he's saying, nope, I did it on purpose. Kai doesn't have a girlfriend. He has an ex-girlfriend who looks identical, damn near, to Sarah Beth. That's all I'm going to say. And then Sarah Beth has Shelly. That's her girlfriend who she loves. And they go to Disneyland. And that's all I know from online. Okay. Why do I got disparage Victoria like that? She worked hard with Derek. Listen, Victoria's a queen. She's a queen. And she ran that game. Victoria was robbed. She should have been the winner of BB16, not Daddy Derek. Okay. No. So they were having a good time laughing, but they are holding each other too long. Kyland and SB are just like, some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. And Kyland looks, there's so much joy. This man has a lot of joy. He's a joyous man. And he is so happy having her in his arms. It's almost like, just make a baby already. Just make all the babies and someone call Shelly. So Alyssa got a phone call to home. Apparently she made the phone call, might have talked to her friend, might have talked to her mom. I'm not sure. I was bored when she was talking about it on the feeds recently, but she was able to hear about her niece and nephew, which I could relate to because I love my niece and nephew. Okay. But what they should have done is Alyssa should have given it to Sarah Beth so she could call Shelly and be like, yo, Shell, here's the dealio. Are you cool with what's going on? A, and B, can we do some kind of three-way? There's tons of reality shows that have this kind of polyamorous type love. People exist in the world polyamorously. And I mean, if he's this happy with this woman, can we make this happen? Because she looks pretty damn comfy too. And, you know, if Shelly likes her, maybe she'll like, I don't know how it works, guys. I'm a very jealous person. So I would stab a hoe, but they want to love the hoes. So there you go. But she should have given her the call so Shelly can, you know, do something. Okay. All right. So Tiffany cried to Christian and was like, I don't know, I need time to think about it. So it's kind of this in between. I feel like the Jokers and the Queens, even though there's no more teams, but they're still acting like it's teams, which we all knew would happen once you put them in teams and they get integrated in these teams. And then their brains are conditioned to be like, are we still in teams? Because the Kings are acting like they're still a team. The Jokers are like the Manson family, and without the murder, they're very close. Very close, like share bathwater close. Derek F and Azah have a very strange need to protect Brittany, and they've said it, that they need to protect her. Derek F thinks he needs to protect her against Tiffany. For what? For what? For what? Yes, Tiffany is being a little all over the place with her strategy. I love Tiffany. I like her strategy, but I also am able to see the fault in my stars, if you will. Okay, so there's rocky roads. Tiffany likes to say she's not emotional. She's a little emotional. We all are. Okay. And being in that house, you're going to get on each other's nerves. But Derek F is like, me and Tiffany are cut from the same cloth. He keeps saying that. What the frick does that mean? And then he said he's going to go off on her and make her wish she was still in Detroit. I was like, then do it. Then do it. Because Tiffany will destroy you. She'll destroy you, Derek F. She'll destroy you. Okay. I am entertained by some of the things Derek F is doing on the feeds. Some. I'll give him that. But I'm not entertained by him calling her old and really coming hard for her and acting like Brittany is some just like sacrificial. I'm like, we have to protect Brittany. Brittany's fine. She's on TikTok. She's good. Here's my thing. Okay, I have a theory. Here's my thing. Tiffany. All right, we'll leave Tiffany out of this. Azah and Derek F. Very protective of Brittany. Because she's 24. Since when were 24-year-olds newborns? Do you know what I mean? It's the Nicole Anthony syndrome. Let these women live their lives. Let them make the mistakes you made when you're 24. Who asked you to be their mom and dad? And then Brittany, did I say Tiffany? I meant Brittany. Brittany plays into this, you know, and she's like, yeah, mom and dad, that's part of her strategy too. She's used to being taken care of at home like Nicole Anthony was, and now she's being taken care of in the Big Brother house. And we all saw how that turned out for Nicole Anthony. Not well. So, but when you see Brittany speak sometimes, like when Azah's trying to help her, Azah's so calm with Brittany. She's so kind. I love Azah. I don't care if her game is a little wonky sometimes. I love her. She's a beautiful person. Like she really is. She's so kind. So she'll be saying something or sticking up for Brittany, and Brittany all of a sudden will turn into a brat. And she'll go, okay, but wait. And if Tiffany did that, oh my, the double standards. And I think this is what Tiffany's picking up on. So before everyone goes on the cancel Tiffany train, I'm so glad I never stand her. Don't stand anybody, you weirdos. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that 1 minute it's like, I love her. The next minute it's like, she's horrible. Can't you just see that these people are people and they do have faults? But this is overall a really good cast of house guests. You know, I hate that. They're like, oh, I always knew Tiffany sucked. No, you didn't. You're going to go back to liking her in a week. So shut up. You're 40. I'm 40. Grow up. If you're a teenager, I get it. But if you're not a teenager, you shouldn't be on Twitter saying, I stan. I don't stan. You're the stan. Like, stop it. Knock it off. That's just me. Okay. So I think Tiffany sees these things, you know, where she's like, why are they riding so hard for Brittany? Brittany can make up her own decision. She's acting like a baby. She didn't know how to make a breakfast burrito. Okay. Well, I mean, I could figure it out though, you know, but my husband cooks for me. I'm just a very lucky woman. I'm a kept woman. It's fine, you guys. It's fine. But that's not their job to take care of her. And I feel like it's at the detriment to their game. Everyone has a side PCS, but I don't feel like Tiffany has to coddle Claire the same way they have to coddle Brittany. Now, there are moments with their friendship, the Joker's friendship, that I like and I enjoy watching on the feeds. But overall for their game, Brittany does not need two people protecting her. She's okay. Oh, I need a sip of buble, you guys. Now, listen, I kind of want a Brittany HOH too, because it would be all the drama for your mama. Okay? All the drama. Let's see what you guys are saying. The only cloth daybed is cut from is a swatch from Ashley Furniture. And Tiffany are not. They're not the same. They are not the same. Okay, so last night. Here's the thing. Brittany is making this very dramatic. She's like, I'm in a weird position. You know, Christian is saying, you know, do I have your vote? I don't know what to tell him. Figure it out. It's Big Brother. And Azah gave her great advice over and over, but she's one of those people, you give them the best advice. And then she was still like, it was like 3 a.m. or something. And Azah's like, you don't owe him shit. And Azah is 100% right. Thank you, Azah. You don't owe Christian shit. You don't owe him anything. If he's leaving and everyone's voting him out, then just tell him, sure, I'm keeping you. Sure. Okay, bye. See you later, pretty hair. Has he done anything for you? Has he rubbed your back? Has he touched your clitoris? Has he helped you in any way? No, he does that for Alyssa. He gave 2 shits about you, but I know she has like a little like secret crush on him and stuff. But Azah was giving her great advice, like calm down. But she's like, okay, just wait. I just need to talk about this. I need to process it. When anyone tells you, I need to process this, it's just bullshit and they want to hear themselves talk. Because if you've given them really good advice and they've already processed the shit out of it previously, but yet they have to say it again, they're not going to listen to you and you need to move on and just realize they're going to mess up their own spot. Now, I get that Azah has a vested interest because that's her side piece outside of the cookout. But you're not going to be able to wrangle this one in on that one. You need to be a little more firm maybe with her and be like, here's the deal. I'm older than you. I know more than you. He didn't do anything for you. You don't owe him anything. And she's like, okay, but maybe I can say this and say, you're thinking too much, Brittany. You should be, like Azah said, in a great situation. You won the POV. You were the first woman to win. She said on the episode, the first woman to win a power of veto. You feel really good about yourself. You're not going home. So what the frick do you care if the showmance is getting broken up? But she is paranoid. So she's pacing and she's got diarrhea. She's got, heartburn, nausea, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. She needs the Pepto-Bismol. And then everyone's just like, you okay, Britt? You okay? Has no one ever had diarrhea by themselves before? I have had all the diarrhea and no one has ever went, you okay? If I have diarrhea, I just tell my husband, go away. Go to a different bathroom. Go to a different area of the house. Don't. She's fine. She's in there and she's like, leave her be. If you're puking or you have the diarrhea, I just like to pronounce it fancy. You don't want someone right by the door. And Hannah and Azah were in there and Azah's like, you want me to bring you something, Britt? Which is very kind, but she's fine. Can the lady have some diarrhea in peace? But she likes this. She wants to be coddled. And this is what people I don't think are necessarily seeing. And this is what has become frustrating to some people outside of the Jokers. It's going to get more and more frustrating. We can't coddle her. She's 24. At 24, I had many bouts of diarrhea. Okay. I had to have a colonoscopy at 30. That means you're not doing well in your tum-tums. All right. She's going to be fine. So then someone put the funniest thing on Twitter. It was a picture of Brittany walking out of the bathroom with her little jams from Target, which I did realize we had the same freaking jams, except my bottoms are shorts and hers are like capri pants because she's a mom in training. And she was walking, and then Oz's got like a bag, and they were like, when your mom picks you up from school when you're sick. I was like, oh my God, that is so right on. Molly O'Brien, we see each other. She's a liability. She is a liability at this point. Okay. And just for this behavior. Okay. The toilet lord, I believe, was done by this time. So, okay. So Brittany's got diarrhea. The whole house shuts down because no one's ever had diarrhea before. So now it's, like I said, the queens versus the jokers on, who told Christian what? Are you going to keep Christian? Can we keep Christian? We're not really keeping Christian. And Tiffany is basically like, why is Christian telling me and Claire that we're the deciding votes? And the jokers are like, well, why are we the deciding votes? And they're like, oh, no. You're telling him, you're telling Christian. The jokers are like, we're probably going to keep you around, because Brittany's like, yeah, Christian, I got you, which is fine. She can do that. Just stick to that. So that whole thing kind of confused me. I think it's because Brittany's, if you're going to lie about it, then live in the lie and don't cry and don't, get diarrhea and pace and have to talk about it 25 times. Just live in the lie. Okay. And so that's something that she's not doing. And then Derek F is like, every time Tiffany, she talks down to Brittany. No, she doesn't. Tiffany is the type of woman. Listen, she can be emotional. And of course, we all can be rude. But I feel like Tiffany is more assertive than anything. She's like, no BS. What's going on? Okay, here's the deal. Either you make up your mind and you decide that you're going to keep lying to him, but don't push your lie. Don't push your lie on me. And this all becomes complicated because the cookout exists. If the cookout didn't exist, they could just throw each other under the bus left and right. But Tiffany kind of feels, I think, that she is being thrown under the bus and they're trying to remain the good guys to Alyssa. But then there is this irrational thought in Tiffany's head where she still wants to work with Alyssa, but it's like, who cares? Alyssa's going to be scrambling, gambling after this. You guys don't have to worry about that. So it's a little messy at this point just because of the cookout, because, they have to keep it together, but they're not on the same page. Because you got Brittany, who's like, I don't know. I told him that I am going to vote for him to stay, but maybe I can't. This is just really hard. It's not that hard. Just lie to him, but don't go and say, it's probably not a good idea then. And Azah and Derek, that's when they need to check their side piece. Don't go to him and say, well, it depends on Claire and Tiffany, because that puts Tiffany in a bad position. And Tiffany and Claire, Tiffany needs to check her side piece and make sure they're not going, go talk to the jokers. So, oh my gosh, it's just like, okay. So then Tiffany goes in the bedroom of the jokers and she's like, what's the deal? Why is it coming off? You guys know you're not going to vote for him. It's coming off like we are the deciding vote. We're not the deciding vote. You guys know you're not voting for him. Everyone knows. But here's my thing. Just agree. All of them should agree to just lie to this dude. Why does he need to know the truth? Blindside him. The only one that's going to be mad is Alyssa. You can say Xavier might be mad, but Xavier's in the cookout, and they've explained to him, as much as Xavier's been a little bit salty that Christian's going, he's being a little selfish because he has Alyssa. So he should be focusing on reining Alyssa in and them saying bye to Christian, because he's got 2 to their 1. Now you could argue, well, technically Tiffany kind of has DX, but mostly Hannah has DX. So it just, the cookout aspect adds this whole other level to the gameplay that makes it really, really, really interesting. I feel like my personality is similar to Tiffany's as well. So I relate to that, but I do have a softness for a personality like Azah's because she is so compassionate, but I'm like, don't be compassionate to a fault. Okay. So Azah made some great points, her and Derek. So they had this conversation. Let me finish this up. They've had a conversation in the Joker's bedroom, and Tiffany was like, well, what the what and where the where? And then Derek F chimes in, and Tiffany was being very, she was standing her ground. She was definitely standing her ground. And Derek F already does not like Tiffany at all. And so they didn't agree on this whole voting situation, and they couldn't see eye to eye at all because they don't really care for each other. And Tiffany did say, which I don't think she should have said, She said to Azah and Derek in front of Brittany, well, it doesn't matter what comes out of my mouth about game. You guys never agree with me anyways. And I was like, ooh, don't say that. Don't say that, though. You guys got to find a way to talk without Brittany. And they should all be able to agree she's coddled, and they can be able to use her as a weapon in this game. But logically, no. Brittany literally thinks that her and DX have a final two. She made all of this happen, you know, and now Tiffany is starting to see these sides of Brittany like, oh, maybe she's not as genuine as I thought she was, and maybe she's playing up these emotions, because Brittany's out there going, I'm an actress, how was my acting, you know, which is fine, but it just messes with, you know, the cookouts game. Okay, so then Azah and Big D. So then Tiffany leaves, and then Brittany's like, I need to go talk to Tiffany. So now Tiffany and Azah and Derek F, Big D, they're already tensions high. And then Brittany's going to go, well, I want to go make it right. So I feel like she's playing both sides. So then she's like, Tiff, and then she starts crying to Tiff. So then Tiffany and Claire cuddle her and give her kisses. Bro, you won the POV. You are in the best position in the house right now. Send your pretend boyfriend Christian home and call it a day. Call it a day. You're doing the most. You're being dramatic. You were definitely in theater in the high school. Okay. And then Azah comes out because she hears Brittany crying, and that's like, it's some kind of like motherly call she has or something for Brittany. And then she's like, Britt, can we talk? And then I think Tiffany was like, not now, because then she's cuddling her, and there's this weird tension that's been happening for a bit. So okay, so then Brittany finally calms down, probably goes and has diarrhea again. Then Azah comes out, feels the tension again with Tiffany, and says, Tiffany, can we talk? And Tiffany's like, I need to go to bed. And I think Azah took that as that was rude, but I think Tiffany took it as, I need to go to bed or bad things are going to be said. Because Tiffany feels as though every time she talks to Azah, she gives in to Azah. I don't know if I agree with that 100%, but that's how she feels. And Azah feels like shut down by Tiffany. And I can see how she would feel that way. Okay. So then Azah and Big D are outside in the backyard, and Big D's pissed because he's just going to shut it all down. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore, talking about the cookout. And then the feeds cut. Can you quit cutting the feeds? We want to hear about the cookout. We know about the cookout. We're okay with the cookout. And those that aren't, they're not paying for live feeds. I guarantee you, they're not paying for live feeds. Okay. So give us what we want, but they keep cutting it every time they talk about that. So then they finally come back, and Azah makes some good points. Derek is just like, okay, I want to make Tiffany a pawn, you know, because I want to tell her to stop effing with me. Because for some reason, Derek F wants to buck up to Tiffany like she's another dude, like she's, you know, some geek off the street in Philly that he's going to run up on or walk up on or whatever the hell Derek does, roll his daybed on. I don't know why he wants to buck up to this woman so much. He's so like ready to be like, boom, on Tiffany, who is a lot smaller than him and a woman, and there's only been words exchanged. So what's with the bravado, bro? It's just weird. Yeah, I feel like he's been waiting to insult Tiffany since day one, and I see your misogyny, sir. I've seen it since day one. And I've seen it since you were commenting on what people wear. And I'm telling you, this is why I talked the other day about him using the word bitch all the time. And it's not the fun way of like, bitch. No, it's like that bitch, that da-da-da, that hoe, that whatever. It's like, sir, call yourself those things. Do not call us those things. Stop. Tiffany is nobody's bitch. She is nobody's hoe. She is somebody's mother, and she is a boss. And you may not agree with her, but that's how life works. Not everyone you don't agree with is a bitch. Maybe you're the bitch. I don't know. Bitches know bitches. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So he says he wants to make her a pawn, you know, stop effing with him. Okay, cool, Big D. If you get off the daybed, you can do that. You can totally do that. If the HOH is a competition of how long you can stay on the daybed, then you'll be able to do that. All right. Azah says, Azah's just so smart, and she's just so compassionate, and I just think she's a beautiful soul. I can't help it. I have just the love for Azah. She told him, no, we know the mission. Like, we know the mission of the cookout. So she's got to calm his ass down. Oz's just forever the babysitter in the Jokers. I wish she would have never been in the Jokers. I think her game would have been far different. She said, really, Hannah in the cookout is the most grown, and she's the youngest one, which is ironic. This is Oz's assessment, which I thought was really right. And she said, X is having a tantrum that Christian is going home, which X is, having a little sensey party. He already has Alyssa, and then Tiff is mad that she can't be the leader. Okay, as much of a fan of Tiff as I am, yeah, maybe there's definitely validity to that. And then she's like, and I'm getting too emotional. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, self-aware queen. Yeah, at times you are. When you were crying so hard for Brittany going on the blocks when you knew her a week, that was a lot. And then she said, and you, Big D, you're speaking too much. And then Big D's like, oh, maybe I am speaking too much. Maybe I am. And I was like, she just clocked everybody. She has everybody down. Xavier's being a little too selfish with his game at this point, which, yes, makes sense because it's a selfish game, but their overall mission of the cookout. And then she said about Kyland that, Kai is, I think she said he's like obsessed with Sarah Beth, which he's literally rubbing her at all times. Okay. His skin touches her more than his skin touches himself, if you know what I mean. So I was like, oh, Ozza, very smart, good assessment. Right there. Yeah. Big D is showing himself. Hi from Rio. Hi, Rio. So, okay. Just want to see what you guys are saying. Yeah. He's been throwing her under the bus. I don't know. People are like, yes, DF, get her. Okay. I do kind of hope he calls out Tiffany because I want Tiffany to check his ass and for the entertainment value of it. But don't be an Annalise from BB21 or one of these other weak people, a Josh Martinez, if you will, and just go around saying all the things you're going to do that you're never going to do. If you have this much to say about this lady, now is the time to say it. If you are so big and tough and you're such a strong guy, you should probably go say it to the lady. Okay, so we can stop hearing you have to constantly talk about it. I do too, Kemi, and people know I don't think everyone wants to hear that, but I think she plays a big role in a lot of this. Watch the way Brittany interacts now that she's comfortable with Ozza and even Derek F, but mostly Ozza. She will cut her off. She will go, what do this when all Ozza's doing is having her back. Watch. I saw that and I was like, I don't like it. Yes, X always says the Kings. And of course, if the cookout wasn't a thing, that would make sense, even though there is no teams anymore. But I do understand the selfishness of the game. Only one person wins at the end for sure. And that's something that Tiffany's struggling with right now. And a lot of them are, a lot of the people in the cookout are. I mean, Ozza, Derek, well, I think Ozza for the most part, she understands the mission, but they're both very ready to cut Tiffany at this point. But overall, the game is a selfish game. And you are there for $750,000. But the goal of the cookout has been from day one to get to the 6. And then you can go ham. But they're going to run into trouble, which is happening right now, of whose side pieces go first. Now, once it gets to everyone only having one side piece each, if that does in fact happen, then that's when it gets really dirty. But X, like I said, he has Christian and he has Alyssa. So one of them has to go. Christian's on the block. I think he has to go. Kyland has Sarah Beth. Tiffany has Claire. Ozza has Brittany. Hannah has DX. And Derek F has the daybed. So everybody has someone. Okay? So now what's happening is after all this and the uncomfortableness, and now Tiffany's like, Ozza doesn't like me. She's not really talking to me. And Ozza's like, Tiffany doesn't like me. I don't like her. We're not. And I don't think Ozza doesn't like Tiffany. I think they both respect each other as women, but they're just having a really hard time seeing eye to eye. And they feel as though they've both had a chip on each one has had a chip on their shoulder from the beginning. But Tiffany did say, like, I do respect Ozza as like a queen, as like a Black woman, like all this stuff. So I just think there are too many other elements getting in the way. Not only the looking for $750,000, trying to rein in the Britneys and the Derek F's and all that stuff. So there's a lot of obstacles in their way. And they do look at the game strategically very differently. And Tiffany sees Azah as more emotional, and Azah sees Tiffany as more bossy and wanting to be the leader by any means necessary. So there's just some distrust there. And so they don't enjoy speaking game to one another. So now there's this push because Xavier is pushing hard for Christian to stay, like I said. So now that there's dissension between Tiffany and Azah and DF, and it came to a head last night, now Tiffany's like, well, maybe I'm going to keep Christian. Maybe we'll flip the house. Maybe we'll let them, I'm kind of confused at some of this because she thinks she's going to talk DX into this, right? DX, this will sink your game. There's no guarantee. She's like, if we can get Christian to guarantee, first of all, Christian doesn't know what he's doing. Okay. He's the worst campaigner ever. And now you're leaving a showmance in the house. So there are two arguments. It's like, yes, if you send Sarah Beth home, you're still breaking up a showmance. Kyland and Sarah Beth. However, if you don't break up Alyssa and Christian, the real sexy time showmance, you're allowing Xavier 2 side pieces. It's a lot of side pieces, but for Tiffany, she feels a close bond to Christian. She does not with Sarah Beth. But I do think Tiffany, I think in the long run, it would be better for her to just get rid of Christian now. And this Sarah Beth thing, as much as she annoys her, as much as she sees what she's doing, and maybe this triggers her from what she's seen happen in the world as well with Sarah Beth type behavior, which I talked about on the BB Besties on Sunday. I don't know if switching at this point is a good idea and keeping someone. I think they want to weaponize Christian, but her thinking she has as much control over Christian, she doesn't. You know who does? Alyssa, because he wants to have sex with Alyssa, and he's 23. And 23-year-old wieners in this game, unless their name is Jerks and Mickey, do what the lady tells them to. They do what the vagina says in this game, unless they're Jerks and Mickey and they're coming off of substances, which he admitted to doing, which we all knew was happening at the time. So her and Xavier are like, let's flip this game, which would be entertaining. Sure, it'd be entertaining to see people scramble. But I don't want Christian in the house anymore with Alyssa. I'm bored. Yes, that's why Sarah Beth has to go soon. Kyland, and this has been talked about in the feeds, Kyland would have to lose Sarah Beth. He'd have to be one of the earliest members of the cookout to lose his side piece. Now he's like, oh, okay, yeah. They're all like, yeah, for sure. Even Hannah is like, yeah, take out Derek X. I think Hannah, as much as they're playing up this edit, that she has this big crush, which she does have a crush, but wanting to go to the bathroom with him and pretend to have to go to the bathroom. I think it's more silly than anything. I think Hannah was like, she's smart. She's logical. So she's like, oh, yeah, I do care about DX, so it probably would be good to get him out sooner than it'll affect my game. Even though there is a, which year did this come out of? There is this Final 4 idea of Claire, Hannah, Tiffany, and DX, which really excites me. So I don't know what Hannah would do, but she did say that DX it would break her heart, but he'd have to go sooner than later. And Kyland, everyone's claiming they're okay with that, but would Kyland be okay with that? I don't know. And for sure, I think if the cookout made it to the 6, well, no, that doesn't make sense. All right, I retract, but I would worry about that too. I can see where Tiffany's worry comes in. I think she's letting it kind of guide her entire game, but we're not at a point where Sarah Beth has to go this week. That's how I see it. We're at a point where you have Christian on the block. Take him out. Take him out. We see guys like Christian win this game all the time, and he's in a showmance. Take him out. Take him out. Sarah Beth's tone is getting bothersome, you're saying. Okay, I want to see what you guys are saying because I have been blabbing on and on. Kemi says, I think she was just really heated and ranting. I knew throughout all this that the vote wasn't flipping. That's how Tiffany is. She spirals and then she comes to her senses. Yes, someone said on Twitter, when she pulls out the chessboard, that's when you know shit's about to go down. But I do think she's going to have to be careful because with her allies, the more she does this, the more they'll feel like it's not as safe to work with her. So that's the only thing I fear for her. Joseph, for being an annoying witch. I don't know if I agree with that. That's a little harsh there, Jojo. Okay, let's see. Joleen, you have me cracking up tonight. Thank you, Elena. Thank you. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think Christian needs to go tomorrow, or do you think Sarah Beth needs to go tomorrow? I'm still team Christian needs to go. Yes, the cat behind me, that's producer Tilly. She's the love of my life. I made her fly with me recently to Minnesota. She's done it a few times. This one, she got the diarrhea, just like Brittany. Okay. Yes, she did. Christian needs to go. Okay. Amy says the cookout isn't making it to the 6, in my opinion. You know, there's a lot of cracks in the foundation. Derek F., most of us saw from day one, he's going to be an issue. The way he went so hard for French dressing, Tiffany has never went hard. How much he hates Tiffany and is like, oh, she's never went that hard for Claire. She hasn't even went that hard for DX. I mean, Derek F. acted like Frenchie was the end all be all. And the dude sucked and was manic. Horrible. Bye-bye, Christian. Let's see. Isn't Sarah Beth still loyal to the jackpot? See, that's what I don't know, Daydreamer. I don't know if Sarah Beth knows the extent of how much Claire and Tiffany distrust her. She's got to feel it. She's very paranoid, Sarah Beth is at this point. But I mean, but I see what you're saying. Like, shouldn't they take that into account that Sarah Beth is probably still somewhat loyal to the jackpot? Because there's not, now that Christian and Alyssa, here's the good thing, keeping Sarah Beth for Tiffany, Alyssa hates Sarah Beth. So Sarah Beth has people coming at her and she doesn't have the Kings really on her side anymore. So, but if you keep Christian in the house, he's got Alyssa, he's got Xavier, and yeah, you can play with them, but that's a lot of power for him to have on his side, where Sarah Beth has Cuddle Kyland, and that's about it. Everybody hates Sarah Beth at this point because she made the decision to take the money, and she's the cuddling and and then sometimes she'll pop off and snap off on like production, and people already think she's not really in a relationship. That rumor has trickled around the house, where a lot of people, now that Claire and Tiffany were pontificating and going, we think that Sarah Beth is lying and is not in a relationship, and that her and Kylan might be a duo twist. And if that's not the case, she's saying she has a girlfriend for strategy, or maybe they just know each other. They just don't believe she's in a relationship. They've even questioned whether they believe she's bi or not. So they've sprinkled this out there to where now other people are like, I don't think she's in a relationship. Did you hear she said she was single? And I think she said she was single, having something to do with Disneyland and Disney family passes. And I think what she meant is, I don't have a family of my own. Like, I'm not married with children, sort of thing. How about a double eviction and they both go? Joy, let me tell you, that would be a joy. I would be here for that shit. Okay? I vote to evote Christian. Me too, Atharella. Me too. Yes. The cookout needs to get their stuff together like ASAP. Yes, they do need to get their stuff together. I just don't see Derek F. He doesn't strike me as the logical type. He is still mourning the loss of French dressing. So Let's see. Claire just told Christian that he does have her vote. Hopefully she's lying. I think this is going to waver. They're going to waffle for a while, and that'll make an interesting episode for us. Tonight's feeds will be good. Tomorrow, right before the feeds go down, are going to be really good. There's going to be waffling. We could get a blow up. DF has sex on the brain. He's obsessed with Kylan, right? He is. He just jumps. It was French dressing. He was like, Frenchie's my type. Frenchie's nobody's type. That is ridiculous. That's crazy talk. I couldn't believe that. Tiff is giving away a lot of her valuable info to people, though. I think she told DX a lot of her gameplay. She did, Ginny Muse. There are definitely things about Tiffany's game where I'm like, pull that back. And those are things I see in Tiffany that I see in myself. I tend to do that. I help people with things, whether it be other comedians or other creators, even people I don't necessarily like all the time. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could give that back. Or I do more and give people more information than they'd ever give me. I see Tiff kind of doing that. She's always taken DX under her wing. So I think that's a good relationship, but I hear her give advice to other people where I'm like, oh, don't even give them good advice. But I also think that I'm assuming that is like the mom in her and the boss in her, because I believe she's like her own boss or the boss of her own company or something. Those faces in the background scare you. That's me, my mom, and Lucy. It's a pillow that they had made for me for my birthday. So don't be scared. But that's dead me. No, I'm just kidding. It is me and Nana and my niece, Lucy. Okay. SB looked like she needed a paramedic during that comp. That was a funny comp. It was ridiculous. I don't know what kind of bend she was doing, SB. I don't know if she's not jointed or something. I don't know if that's a thing, but she was just like, it was like she has no motion in the ocean. It was, Brittany had some motion in the ocean. I understand the need to be discreet, but the cookout needs to talk more. Oh, Trey, that's the thing. It's so frustrating because the cookout feels as though they can't all get together. And yeah, they make a good point, but then I'm like, fuck them. You know what I mean? Have one person in the cookout sit out. I would say, God, what's wrong with my necklace? I would say Derek F. sit out because he's annoying. He can, distract people. He can like brush Alyssa's hair and tickle Brittany's under chin or something, and they can get together, wait till like Claire's in the DR and just run somewhere and have a conversation, or wait up late at night or something like that. I know it's a big risk, but it does suck that there was this moment on the feeds. I don't think it was in an episode, but it was on the feeds where I forget who was talking, but they were saying, oh, I wish we could all meet, but we can't, because if they see us all meeting, it's over, which sucks because the jackpot met, and it sucks. Okay. Christian is so boring. They just send that piece of cardboard walk. It's for real, Courtney. And he's under the impression, he goes, look what we did. So this big fight that's going on between like Tiffany and Azza and Derek and Brittany running around side to side, mom and dad and auntie. He's like, we did that, Alyssa. And I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. This has been happening long before. And they have a bigger goal than you, Curly Q. So, gross. Legacy says, I love the deeper aspect that the cookout remaining unknown brings to the game. Yes, conversations of house guests that know nothing about them. When Alyssa talks as though this is going to hurt you or this is going to do this, I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. You have no clue what's going on. So these people that think that they know what's going on in the house, I'm like, there's this whole thing happening. So it's fun to watch. Some people say it's not fun to watch, but I don't like those people. So, okay, good. You think Claire is lying? Yeah, just lie to the dude. Who cares? Do you know how many girls he's probably lied to in his life? Allegedly. Come on now. Catalina says, hi, Joleen. Would you ever consider going on Rob Has a Podcast or collab with Mad Rose? D, I love Maddie and Janet. Probably a couple years ago, I was like, oh my God, Maddie, you should collab with us. But Maddie and Janet said they don't collab. They just kind of like to do their own thing. And I think they said something about something about being live, but they would both be fantastic live because they go live all the time. But some people, they have their ways of doing it. As far as RHAP, I don't think that would ever come up, to collab. I respect them and everything. And if they ever, reached out, I would definitely consider it. I don't know where. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. But I have a feeling that I might be a little too opinionated, but that's just me speculating at this point with RHAP. But props to both of those wonderful channels. So yeah. Will there ever be, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Will there not be a Big Brother after party after the finale since COVID? Derek F is annoying. I wonder why Jose hates him. Jose hates him because Derek F was talking crap about him on the feeds. And someone tweeted it. And Jose saw it. And so he's like, oh, okay, you're my new enemy. Because that's how it is with Jose. I thought Brittany's neck was going to start smoking, right? So all week she's been like, oh, my neck, my back, my ussy, and my crack. Like she's like, because literally her neck, her back, her ussy, I don't know why her ussy, but her crack, from the dahareha. Okay, so how about this? Sammy says, maybe the cookout is faking this tension and fooling all of us. Yeah, I don't believe this either. I know. No. It's just, that's the thing when people are like, oh my gosh, when, people want to go, this is so racist and the cookout, they're so lucky to get to work together. They're not lucky. They want to play their own game. This is what they're doing. They feel this obligation and this need to do this because this has never been done before. And there's been 23 seasons and it's about representation. It's about a bigger mission and a bigger thing. So actually, this is at the detriment to their own game, but they believe in it so much because they want to be the change that they want to see in Big Brother. So these people are willing to put that. There isn't a selfish bone in these people's bodies going forward with the cookout. And I don't understand why. Well, I do understand because people are willfully ignorant, but why, people don't just sit down and try to understand this from a logical standpoint. This is detrimental to a lot of their games for $750,000, but they have such a bigger responsibility that the rest of these house guests, the white house guests who have been the majority season after season, have never had to consider before. So feel lucky, if you don't understand this and you are not a person of color, that you don't have this responsibility weighing on your shoulders and that you can go into a game show and see yourself represented in the winners and the players and you are the majority and you've never had to have this feeling and this kind of pressure that the cookout has. I'm sure Tiffany would love to cut Azah and DF right now, and DF and Azah would love to cut her, but they're like, no, there's a bigger mission. There's a greater purpose here because this is the first time we've ever had such a diverse cast. It has been so horrible for so long where you literally will get one black person, one Asian person, maybe one gay person, and then white city. And then all the whites team up and have alliances and no one ever says anything. Everyone's just like, oh, yeah, that's the blubbity blue. Oh, yeah, that's the whatever. The brigade. They never said the brigade is not only racist, but it's sexist. Did anyone ever say that? Did they ever say that? Did they ever say that? No. So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So actually what they're doing is at the cost of their own game, but they're doing it for a bigger reason, Oh, Catalina. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, you call me your generation Cyndi Lauper. That is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Mad, Rose D, respectfully decline. They're wonderful and fantastic. And Maddie and Janet are OG queens, and I have nothing but respect for them, and I love them. And they have a cookbook out. Go support them. Buy it on Amazon. Air fryer, plant-based. I have it, and it's wonderful. So they wrote a book. How badass is that? And they got a publisher. That's hard to do. It's hard to do. Okay. I'll read a couple more comments and then I'm going to dip on out of here, you guys. Paul writes that the members of the cookout treat it more like a backup plan than an alliance. They are playing so differently, not voting together and all closer to people outside of the group. Haru says they get target, they get microaggression, racism towards them. Yeah, this is season after season. Courtney says it's so sad how long it's taken for diversity on this show. It really is. They even played it up like they had diversity or care for it when they clearly didn't. Yes. But a lot of ignorant people act like it hasn't happened. Yeah, I mean, Who is going to need the power we vote for the most next week? I'm thinking DX because of Xavier, and if the flip is successful, DX will need the power, because there is no way that Christian and Alyssa are going to let this slide. This would be horrific for for DX's game if they flip and they keep Christian, because you think Alyssa is going to forgive this, and if Alyssa ain't forgiving it, Christian ain't forgiving it. They're going to come for him. They already think he's dumb, but he's conniving. He couldn't have thought of this, but he's evil, so he will need our help. This is DX has came forward to Christian and said, hey, I did this because I knew if I'm thinking about it, you were probably thinking about it. So I wanted to get you before you got me. So now he has said that. You can't take that back. Christian will get him. Christian cried on the feeds today, you guys. He cried. He is mad. And he's not mad because he's leaving this game and he's not winning $750,000. He has the male toxic ego inside of him, or any toxic ego, really, where he's like, I'm just mad that he got me. Because Christian can't. He has to be alpha dude. I don't know why these, I don't know. I'll leave it alone. But that's why he's mad. He's mad because he got before he could do it to him. It hit his ego. Because Alyssa was like, go out there, say stuff. He's like, no, I just want to be with you. I'm just mad I won't be on jury with you. Because Christian thinks you're going to get $250,000 in jury or something. This guy is not, he left some of his brain in his mom's basement where he lives. For real. So I don't know. But no. You got the no. Sorry. Yeah, the celebrity version was. That's why I love the celebrity version. Alice in Acidland. I loved it. I wish they would bring it back, because Tamar's season was amazing and wonderful. And some of my favorite impressions I did was that season. I miss it so much. I wonder what the power will be too. Yes, Hannah. Oh, God, don't you just love Hannah? There's just so many reasons to love Hannah. She's just a voice of reason. She's so young, yet so mature. She's cool. She's great strategically. She's smart. She's all the good stuff. Taryn. Was he kidding? Alex, tell me he was kidding. Taryn. He's an empty Foot Locker box. That's what he is. Like, he is not. Christian, no. He works for his uncle at his contracting business, which means he rolls up out of bed, rolls a joint, and goes to work. No. He doesn't know what's going on in this game at all. No. When did Taryn say this? Taryn, let's give Taryn the benefit of the doubt, because he works hard and he stays up very late. Okay. Will I review RuPaul's Drag Race? No. I've watched like a couple episodes. You know who reviews it? Couch Potato Queens and Sarah from Nerdtainment. So support my friends. But I have too many shows and I've just never really gotten into it. And now I just put too much on my plate. All right. Joleen, Nancy, you're always so sweet. Love you, Nancy. Yes, an empty Foot Locker box. That's what's in his head. I've never met a secret genius who was like this. This is how he has to activate any cognitive thought, the little he has. He's just constant. Like, it's, you guys, I've spent the past, since I got back from vacation, plugged into these feeds and listening to him and Alyssa speak and him going, you're so smart. And she's like, oh my God, really? For real? Like, what? And he's like, you're just such like a good person. He's just giving all the 23-year-old dude things that are like, ugh. And then they were talking about previous hookups, because we all know Alyssa has now let us know on the feeds that I think she had a hookup with G-Eazy or Jeezy. I never know how to say his name. You know, the No Limit Soldier guy. I know he's not a No Limit Soldier. He's not with Master P, but that's the only. Well, I like the No Limit song of G-Eazy. There's a couple of G-Eazy songs I like, I guess. But you know, when he's like, if I have sex with her one time, you know, blah blah blue. If I have sex with her 2 times and I like her, if I have sex with her 3 times, then I'm gonna wife her. You know, that G-Eazy. Allegedly, Alyssa has hooked up with him. So they were talking about celebrities in your DMs. And she's like, I think she was saying she left him on read. Maybe he hit her up again. And Christian's like, whoa, that's so cool. I mean, like, if like a celebrity hits you up, and then they were talking about cocaine, and no. I cannot take the hair. You have to have a conversation without doing that. Taryn said in one of the morning recaps, he was basically like, he's a lot smarter than, no, baby, no. Physically, no one in that game who's smart would do backflips and burpees on demand to show everyone just how strong you are compared to how strong they already thought you were. Like, okay, maybe he can read at a 4th grade. No, he's not even smarter than a 3rd grader. Call Jeff Foxworthy. We will find out. No. Taryn's overtired. Give him the benefit of the doubt. There's no way. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, they were just kind of talking about hookups and yeah, I know it's inappropriate, but we must let you sleep, Queen. But I'm going to rewind this live and watch it all over again. Catalina, you are just the sweetest. Thank you so much. Me staring at my message with a typo that Joleen has had. Sorry, I didn't even know. Did I notice it? I don't know if I noticed it. Why do they call Hannah Chata? They just started doing it. And someone in the chat, if you know exactly, is that her last name? I don't know. One day they started doing it, and I was just like, I'm on board. I don't even care. Whatever. It's cute. Is it possible that production could just give the power to whomever they want? No matter, of course. Yes, they've definitely done it before. I'm sure, right? Yes, because they're not technically a game show. They're a reality show. So the same rules don't apply as other shows. Okay, it's her last name. Okay, you guys are saying it's her nickname. All right, well, whatever. Maybe her middle name. Either way, she's a queen and wonderful. You're saying it's her last name. Okay, yeah. Production ultimately does what they want, as we've seen. Okay, so Pomegranate is saying, I believe it's her last name, and she prefers it. Oh, that's what her friends call her. Cute. Thank you, guys. Support it, share it on social media, share it on the Twitter, share it wherever you can. Just make sure you tag me in it. Yeah, because it really helps. But just if you could share the link, because I appreciate it. It's amazing how long it takes to edit those damn things. And they're short too. But of course, I over record, so then I got to cut it together. Did you lose water retention? You look so thin on this video. It must be the camera. Because believe me, Joy, a girl is struggling. I had ice cream twice today. And I'm like, you know, I shouldn't be doing that. Okay? Because there's Tilly. Even Tilly. I mean, she's good. She eats healthy. Okay? Would you ever go on Jessica Milagros podcast? Oh my God, I have been. Well, I mean, she's come to my channel quite a bit. I don't know if I've ever been to Jess's channel, but her and I are friends. We text each other. She's come on my channel quite a few times. I introduced her to Busy Blue, who's now always on her channel. So, of course I would. Of course. I don't know if I ever went to Jess's. I always just invited her here. I think people always tell me, you're always live. You're always doing lives. So, and I am. And she was supposed to come on with us for BB Besties a couple weeks ago, but then we canceled it because no one could do it. All right, you guys. Same here. My favorite jeans are jeaning. I haven't worn jeans since before the Panakuchen. I swear. I wore jeans once in the Panakuchen to meet up with some friends. So I have to buy new jeans because I have to go to Vegas next week to film for an Amazon show, and I don't own anything but leggings. And I think I want to wear actual human jeans again or a dress or something. But I only wear yoga pants and leggings. Like literally, I live in just like black pants. I don't know if we need it to be that graphic, Joleen, but yeah, jeans are the devil. But when you're the size you want to be, jeans are fantastic. When I was feeling myself, I don't even know why I have these in. I don't even need to hear anything. I'm talking just to you guys. When I was like a size 6, a size 8, and I'd tuck my shirts into some high-waisted jeans and was feeling myself, jeans were awesome. Stretchy jeans, you know, like jeggings back in the day. But no, they need to make jeans better. Hannah hates her name. Oh no, I love it. Yes, Tilly is here. We ain't got time for jeans. All right. So I don't know about jeans, but I loved your sweatshirt when you stood up and I saw it. It's from Target and it says Def Leppard, and I don't even like Def Leppard, but I'm at that stage of uncomfortability with myself that if it is like roomy and big, I'm like, I'll take it. My dad used to have Pour Some Sugar on Me as his ringtone, and when I would go back and we'd go to a classy establishment to eat with the fam, like Chili's, baby back ribs, and it would go off, I was mortified. I was like, really, Dad? I'm hot, sticky, sweet from my head to my feet? Yeah, that's not what my boomer 66-year-old dad should have as his ringtone. That's gross. Okay. All right, you guys, you all are wonderful. Make sure you smash that like. Smash the like, you guys. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Check out my impression videos. I did Sarah Beth and Brittany, like I was saying. Show it some love. Comment if you can. Share it if you can. Support me on Patreon if you can. Otherwise, just thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Everyone have a wonderful night. I'll be back tomorrow right after the now Tilly's in the way of my mouse. Right after the eviction episode. Why isn't my mouse working, Tilly Willy? Sorry, girly. And I'll be here for a live, and it'll be super fun. And my mouse is not working. I might never be able to end this live, you guys, because I can't. Let's see. Honestly, my mouse is not working. I swear, I was gonna leave. I have to go to bed. I'm gonna blow on it like a 90s Nintendo game. Hello? End. Is this how the internet works? I honestly might have to call my husband. We're going to call my husband. He's too far away. Let's see if he answers. Should we call him together? Let's call him together. He might be playing Rocket League. I feel like we're all friends here. I'm going to call him. Hopefully he doesn't say anything perverted when he answers. Chal. You guys hear the ringing? He might not be near. Hi, Chal. You're on live with me.
Hi. Welcome to the live with Chal. You're on live with me.
What are you doing?
I'm just hanging out with Alex. What's up?
Oh, my mouse isn't working and I can't log off my live stream. Can you come over and help me with your cute self?
Oh, just hit Command and W at the same time.
But will it do my outro?
No. If your mouse doesn't work, it's not going to do the outro.
What do you think's wrong with it?
You ran out of power.
Oh, it's a wireless. Wait, did it just work?
You got to plug it in.
You have to plug your mouse in?
Yeah, on those Macs, yeah.
Holy shit. I just got this Mac. I had no idea you have to charge your damn mouse. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, it's working now. I turned it off and I turned it on, and now I'm going to plug it in. Okay.
You probably have, well, you can't use it when you plug it in. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, we'll say goodbye to everybody.
All right, I'll see you soon. Okay?
All right, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye, everybody.
All right, sorry, I cut him off. All right, you guys, I figured it out, and we got to talk to Hype Man husband Chal. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. You guys are wonderful, beautiful baby creatures, and I'm going to find my outro here at any second, and I appreciate you guys joining me and all the beautiful stuff. Protect your energy. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. If you like what you see.